to come in here, I feel like it's a setup to be like defending. I'm not going to go through another, like I'm literally going to walk the F off the show if I'm sitting up here having a, talk about, you can't say that it was Jewish people that did it when every sensible person knows that. I mean, Jon Stewart knows what happened to me and they took it too far. It was like American History X. Like my head was on the side of the curve and the exact people that I called out, we found out that my trainer was a MK Ultra Canadian intelligence.
This part is not wrong. He's not wrong. His trainer is a weird guy.
In the Canadian
Everything else he said is insane, but his trainer, weird guy. I told you guys this already.
Yeah, what I'm saying is, look,
he's not chat. He's crazy, but he's not wrong about that.
They diagnosed me, and they when I asked them how much lithium did you want to put me on exactly, it took them 4 days to answer because they were embarrassed about the amount, right? And I refused to take this, right? You understand that if I had taken the medication, I would not be here, and it would have been, he was deeply troubled. We miss him. We love his music, though.
Well, they would have Britney Spears too. I mean,
I don't know about the MK Ultra thing. I don't know about the MK Ultra connection. I've heard this as well. I've heard the MK Ultra connection as well, but Harley Pasternak is fucking crazy.
But 10 years of that medication wrecked her brain. You can see it now. You can see there's not much of her left.
You mentioned Pasternak was the name?
Yes, Harley Pasternak. That's the text message that you posted that we were talking about before.
That's
the lobotomy.
Yeah.
Before the show, obviously, I'm getting a bunch of messages from people. People are hitting me up, and they're like, you shouldn't host them. They're anti-Semitic. They're white supremacists. They're racist. I do find it funny or weird or whatever that, Nick, they call you a white supremacist. You're here working with...
Yes, Harley... Dude, yes, his trainer is Jewish, but that doesn't mean anything. Shut the fuck up. His trainer being Jewish has nothing to do with the situation. His trainer is weird, though.
Them. And I said, well, I want to understand what they're thinking and why they're thinking it. They're involved in what may be the biggest news story of the past week, and we have an opportunity to sit down and talk.
Because the red media controls both sides. It just said it as simple as possible. Jared Kushner was next to Trump. Ron Emanuel was next to Obama. But see, since 1940, go ahead.
I was going to say, isn't that an issue of these individuals? Like you're extrapolating.
I'm going to order with the last of my money that's available in a different account. I'm going to order a PJ before I sit and have another Lex Friedman setup conversation when I'm literally they're trying to put me in jail for my opinion.
But I get that.
I'm not going to have that opinion. I don't care about people.
Did Tim Pool just say
those are bots?
Nick can't be racist because he's friends with Kanye? Is that what he said?
He sold Trump out. You get what I'm saying? It's like I would have never wanted to do anything that hurt Trump. I'm on Trump's side. Trump said things that hurt me. He lied about me, but I mean, he's known for lying. And when people used to tell me that, he's a liar, it's like, I went into the trenches for Trump. That's another conversation. There was no one in my position that wore that hat. And all of my surroundings exhausted me. It was like death by 1,000 questions. I know I'm jumping to another thing, but what I'm saying is, I know you got a rep for your people online, but it's you got a person in real life that I'm not with it, bro. I lost the money for the freedom of speech, and that's what makes me the only American that we know that really deserves to run the country, because everyone else, your boy DeSantis, Trump, whoever they raise in a petri dish over on the Democrat side is going to play the game.
Look, and here's what I was trying to get to. You went right into the anti-Semite thing. I think it's something that should be talked about. But if you start bringing this up, you're going to ask my opinion on it. I'm going to disagree with you.
I didn't ask your opinion on it. You jumped into it. I don't care about your opinion. I like your opinion on how we win an election, but I don't care about anybody's opinion, bro. I lost. They tried to put me in jail. They blocked $2 billion I had. Like what I told Farrakhan, I said, look, is it anti-Semitic for me to say his name out loud? Like I told
minister.
Yeah, the minister. Like I told
Obama met with him too.
Oh, he was. Yeah, I mean, the Jewish people allowed Obama to meet with the minister. So Farrakhan said, well, did he have the money? The contract for the next 4 years, if I hadn't done anything, would have been $500 million a year for 4 years. What I was fighting for was the IP, so my children could, I'm sorry, just sometimes I think about 7 thoughts at one time, because anything I see, I come up with like 7 answers to it and then just choose what it is. But the thing is, when I said my children, the reason why my brain kind of blocked, because it's like God is saying, your children are going to be okay. Baby mama's got money, right? God is using me. He's breaking me down, removing all of the, richest person, all of this, so I can serve him. And the more and more those things are taken away from me, the more I can be empty and be a vessel and be able to be used. And right now, it's like, you're not going to take, if we can't, you're not going to take my pain away, right? The Jewish people say, it's the Holocaust, this happened, and you can't say anything about it. We can't take their pain away. No one's going to denounce the fact that they tried to lock me up. That's what, because every time I'm just holding stride.
Who tried to lock him up?
And it's like, I thought I was more Malcolm X, but I find out I'm more MLK, because as I'm getting hosed down every day by the press and financially, I'm just standing there. And when I found out that they tried to put me in jail, it was like a dog was biting my arm, and I almost shed a tear, almost, but I still walked in stride through it. Yeah.
I think they've been extremely unfair to you.
Who was they though? We can't say who they is, can we?
Press. I'm not using I don't use the word as the way I guess you guys use. I'm talking about.
It is them though, isn't it? I mean, because because when you think about it, consider it. In 2018.
What do you mean it's not?
What do I mean? Like, okay, so how about? Are you leaving?
Are you afraid of the?
He's gone. I'll say it right now. You guys want to bring that stuff up, and then think we're not going to have a conversation.
Like have the discussion.
Like you think Ye's going to come in here and say, here's my pain, here's my suffering. I'm gonna say, I hear you. And then he's gonna say, and it was Jewish people. And I'm gonna be like, okay, but don't you consider, it's like, I'm not gonna do this. I refuse.
Make sure he's cool.
All right, go for it. Luke and I will have a conversation. So I can't say I'm surprised. What do I even do? Other than ask him, please elaborate on this. Are you referring to individuals, or are you quite literally blaming an entire group of people for the fact that powerful individuals are causing you harm?
I really wanted to ask Nick about his thoughts about MLK, because I know they contradict his comments about that. But again, these are mass generalizations that don't really help anyone in my perspective. They just
it's now just the Nazi. Now the interview is just the Nazi and Tim Pool.
Let me tell all you guys outright. I said, this is going to be a big issue. Before the show, obviously, people are going to bring up the questions of anti-Semitism. Why don't we talk about the news? I want to hear what happened with this meeting. I want to understand what Ye 24 is. And then we can do a longer conversation about any of that stuff. And Ye literally in the first 5 minutes says, no, I want to talk about a group of people and point to them. Whatever, man. You want to know why? Look, you're not going to sit here.
88,000 people now know Nick Fuentes is just Kanye West's friend.
Literally, I said a couple sentences.
Still not addressing that he's a fucking Nazi. Very weird.
Man? I wanted to talk to these guys about why they're meeting with Trump. I want to know what happened with the dinner, because we hear a lot of rumors about it.
I want to hear about their 2024 platform, which they were promising, which they were talking about, like they're going to be officially.
Let me explain to everybody that, unfortunate they walked out. Fine, maybe they'll come back. Whatever. This is the biggest challenge with dealing with identitarianism. I do not believe that the predeterminate factor in someone's worth, value, or agenda is based on immutable characteristics. Kanye is a black man. He does not represent all black people. There are Jewish individuals who work in banks. Dave Chappelle made the joke about Jewish people in Hollywood. And he said, but it doesn't mean anything. You got a lot of black people in Ferguson, doesn't mean they run the place. The point is, I'm all about individualism, meritocracy, personal responsibility.
Now he's just using this as an opportunity to promote himself. That's all he's doing.
More importantly, we have
big W for Tim. I hate to admit, Jewish. He's just making himself look like the sane person here. Apologize, Tim. Tim. Get him back. People are fucking mad. They're like still joining now because they think he's still on the podcast. Dude, learn to shut up and let people talk. Let Kanye run his mouth. The people ruining him are the ones who are his enemies. I don't even care about fucking Kanye West saying some dumb shit on the podcast. I cannot comprehend that. Like, I cannot comprehend how he just had Nick Fuentes there. And like the only thing he said about Nick Fuentes was Nick can't be a Nazi because he's friends with Kanye West. That is fucking absolutely mind-boggling. Like, what is happening right now?
But I do think that he would do. I do think he would do better with the black vote, simply because there's people who look up to him because they can see themselves in him.
It's bullshit. That's stupid. No, he wouldn't.
Let me elaborate.
No, he wouldn't. Assuming that Kanye West would do well with the black vote is just as stupid as thinking that Donald Trump would win fucking 50 states. Okay, which goes to show time and time again that this motherfucker has no knowledge of politics whatsoever.
And you're not white, but all you ever see on billboards and all you ever see on TV is white people. That means something. That has an effect on you. And that's basically what I'm getting to. All I can really say is this.
Not 50, 49 state landslide.
Bro, if I can't ask you questions, call me like, hey, but don't you think this is like localizing? He could have been like, I don't. you know, I genuinely view it this way. And I'd have said, well, okay, I can only ask you the question. You're allowed to believe what you want to believe. But dude, like, what did I ask him? Like 3 questions about it? And he just got up and left. Like, he's going to come here and just talk and be uninterrupted. Before we started the show, he said, hey, we're doing this show. Why don't we do it every week? Yeah. And I'm like, what is this? Is because you can't get on any other shows? I'm sorry, bro. This is not a show where you come in and talk by yourself and say whatever you want and say things that are that warrant questioning at the very least.
In 2018.
What do you mean it's not?
What do I mean? Like,
when I found out that they tried to put me in jail, it was like a dog was biting my arm, and I almost shed a tear, almost, but I still walked in stride through it. Yeah.
This is the moment where Kanye West leaves. He's like, they tried to fucking put me in jail.
I think they've been extremely unfair to you.
Who is they though? We can't say who they is, can we?
Press. I'm not using. I don't use the word as the way I guess you guys use. I'm talking about.
It is them though, isn't it? I mean, because because when you think.
Immediately, Nick comes in, salivating, horny to just be like, they, the Jews, okay?
Think about it. Consider it. In 2018.
What do you mean it's not?
What do I mean? Like, okay, so how about, are you leaving?
Are you afraid of the press?
He got fucking mad that, like, at this point, it's like, he's just upset that, he's upset when someone automatically doesn't agree with, like, anti-Semitic rhetoric. He's just like, I'm leaving. You didn't say they are the Jews and they control the media. I'm out. That's crazy. The thing about Tim Pool is that he will let you do anti-Semitism. He will have you on if you're just like, you know, lightly doing anti-Semitism. That's the thing. But Kanye's like, no, you have to literally fucking like let me say Jews. Bro, let's be real. So Kanye West left. He left the building. Let's be fucking real, okay? If you can't even do a fucking broadcast because you're so up your own ass, if you can't even do a broadcast with like very obviously a right-wing person like Tim Pool, if you can't even go on that podcast, bro, you're fucking cooked. Like, you have lost your fucking mind completely. Like, even Fox News is not going to have Nick Fuentes on. Okay? Straight up. I don't think Fox News would have Nick Fuentes on without addressing that he's a Nazi. As it is currently, like, even Tucker Carlson would probably not have Nick Fuentes on. The only person I could think of that would have Nick Fuentes on the broadcast would be Tucker Carlson. And even then, I don't know if Tucker Carlson would have him on without addressing it. Ultimately, this is not a bad thing because instead of having Nick Fuentes hide his power levels and like talk as though he was maybe not a Nazi or whatever, which he can't fucking stop himself from doing, by the way, they just kind of walked up and left.